guys, it's Casey from Crystalline Designs. I am here with a tutorial using some of my Beebeecraft items. I am using the Rondelles that I got from Beebeecraft. They came in a pack of 10 strands like this, and I am using my blue, pink, and purple. I'm also got some seed beads here, and I am going to make a Russian spiral piece. It's going to be about 3 inches long, and then I'm going to make a beaded section using some of these Helix beads and a mother of pearl flower, and then just a couple of metal beads I had in my stash. On either end of my Russian spiral, I am going to have some larger bead caps. This was just one I made previously just to practice. This is my first time ever making a Russian spiral, so I needed a little bit of practice. So we will need a couple of head pins, ball head pins, and some eye pins for this part and for the Russian spiral. You will also need some fire line. I am using some 6-pound crystal fire line, but you can use whatever thread of your choice. But something similar to Fireline, Wildfire would work as well. I also have a number 12 beading needle, and I have threaded about 4 feet onto my thread, or my needle, I should say. And then I have a selection of tools over here. I have some chain nose, a cutter, and some round nose pliers at my disposal, just so that I can do this project. I will tell you a little bit about Beebeecraft. Beebeecraft is a crafting website. They have all manner of crafting items on their website. Me being a jewelry maker, I obviously got beads, but they also carry like painting, diamond painting, sewing, knitting, crocheting, all kinds of different items, drawing. And they also always have amazing sales going on. I do have a coupon code for you guys. It is Crystalline10. So I'll put that on the screen above as well as in the description box below. And then they also have a YouTube program, which is what I am a part of. And if you have over 100 subscribers, you can be a part of this program if you apply. And if you apply and are approved, you can pick out items to showcase on your channel. You have to do some tutorials and an unboxing, and they will send you those items to showcase on your channel free of charge. So I will put that link in the description box as well if you're interested in that. So let's go ahead and get started here. For my Russian spiral, I am using 3 different types of beads and some seed beads. These are actually Rondelles. Normally you would go with a rounder type bead like a pearl or a fire polish or just a regular round. I experimented and wondered if I could use my Rondelles, and it worked out all right, so that's what I'm going to do. But you can choose any kind of round-ish type bead, and you just need 3 colors or 4 colors. It's a little more difficult with 4 colors, but it can be done. But in this one, I'm just going to show you how to do 3. So go ahead and grab your supplies and come on back and we will get started. So I put about 4 feet of thread on my needle, and I also threaded on a stop bead. You don't have to thread on a stop bead. I just like to, just so that I don't lose any of my beads. I also left myself a pretty decent sized tail so that I can put on my bead cap at the end and put in some knots. So let's just get started here. I'm going to pick up a blue rondelle, and then let me move my seed beads out a bit. 3 seed beads, a pink rondelle, and 3 seed beads, a purple rondelle, and 3 seed beads. Just like that. And I'm going to let those come on down. And then once oops, sorry, once I've gotten to the bottom, I am going to, oh, sorry, my thread is caught. There we go. My thread was caught. Once we come to the bottom, I'm going to go back up through all of these beads and make these into a circle. So if you can't make it in one pass, then you can certainly pull it through and keep going around. I'm able to make it through in one pass, so that's what I'm going to do. And that's going to make us a circle. And to make this circle more uniform, we're going to go past our first rondelle and our first seed bead past that rondelle. So just like that, our rondelle and our first seed bead passed. And pull your thread through. Okay. And that makes you a nice round loop. Okay, and then we are going to continue our pattern, but now we're just going to pick up one set at a time. So I'm going to pick up my blue rondelle, if I can get a hold of it. There we go, blue rondelle, and 3 seed beads. And then we are going to skip over these 2 seed beads and this next rondelle and just go through this first seed bead past our second colored bead. So this one right here. And pull your thread through. And I've gotten caught here. So if you get your thread tangled, don't pull it through. Make sure you get your tangle out before you pull it through. There we go. And then you can continue pulling it through. And that's going to set our second row right up against our first. Okay, and then we're going to get a pink rondelle, which is our second one, and 3 11/0 seed beads. And we're going to skip over those next 2 seed beads and our third rondelle and go into the seed bead directly after that, which is this one, if I can get a hold of it. Give me just a second, guys. I got a cough. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of fighting a cold here. Okay, and then just pull your thread on through, and that will position your next one. Then we're going to grab our third color rondelle, which happens to be purple. There we go. And 3 seed beads. And then we are going to skip the next 2 and our first rondelle, and we're going to go up through this rondelle, or not rondelle, through this first seed bead past our rondelle. But then we also have to step up. So we're also going to go through this rondelle that was our second row and the seed bead after, if you can see that. So this and this, and that's going to step us up to do our next row. And just be careful that you're not getting caught. Okay, and this is going to position us to get our next row started, and that's what's going to start forming our spiral. So once you tighten this, it'll start a row just like this. So now we have just a baby little piece of our little spiral. And then so now we're going to grab another blue rondelle and 3 seed beads, and we are going to skip these 2 seed beads and this rondelle and step into this seed bead directly after that rondelle. And pull that tight. Just like that. And try to keep your tension on. And then we're going to pick up a pink rondelle and 3 seed beads. And then we are going to skip these seed beads and this rondelle here and go into our seed bead directly after this rondelle. Now, for our final rondelle in this pass, we need a purple one. And then we need 3 seed beads. Just like that. And we're going to skip those and the rondelle and go into this seed bead right after the rondelle. But then we need to step up as well. So I can't get in there, it's tight. Oh, I almost had it. There we go. So then we're going to go into that rondelle as well and the first seed bead after. So just like that. I'm going to pick those up right there. Okay, and then you're going to take those through, and that steps you up for your next row. And pull it tight, and you'll have your 3 again. Sorry you guys, that's the neighbor. Their truck is very, very loud. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, I went ahead and I picked up another rondelle, a blue rondelle here, and 3 seed beads, and we're coming out of the seed bead directly after our blue rondelle. Sorry, we're going to skip those 2 seed beads and that pink rondelle and come out of the first seed bead directly after the pink rondelle. And just that one. So just like this. And trying to maintain your tension as well. It's a little difficult, I've already found out. And you can turn your work if you need to. And now we're going to pick up a pink rondelle and 3 seed beads. Just like this. And then we're going to skip those 2 seed beads and our purple rondelle and come out the first seed bead after the purple rondelle. Just like that. Okay. And pull it tight. And that puts in place our second rondelle. Just like that. And then we need our final piece for this row, which is a purple rondelle and 3 seed beads. Like this. And then we're going to skip those and that first rondelle there, go into that first seed bead after that rondelle, but we're stepping up here as well, So you're going to go through that next rondelle and the seed bead after. So seed bead, rondelle, seed bead, and that will put us in position for our next row. And just trying to keep your tension on your spiral, just like this. And so you'll see our little spiral starting to form. And it's very, very pretty. So I'll do one more with you guys, and then I'll go off camera and work on some. So we're going to pick up a blue rondelle and 3 seed beads. 2 and 3, just like that. Then we're going to skip our 2 seed beads and our pink rondelle and come out of the first seed bead after the pink rondelle. Okay. Keeping that tight. We're going to pick up a pink rondelle and 3 seed beads. And we're going to skip our seed beads and our purple rondelle and come out of the first seed bead past our purple rondelle. Just like that. My string just tried to go around my ring. So if you get tangled, just undo it like I just did. And our last bead in this round will be our purple one and 3 seed beads. So just like this. And we're going to skip these 2. We're going to skip that rondelle, come into this single seed bead, this rondelle, and this single seed bead after, just like this. And that sets us up for our next row. Okay. And so that is what your spiral should be looking like. And this is what it looks like to the side. You can start to see your spiral forming. Here's your blues and your pinks and your purples. And it just continues like that on around. So I'm going to go off camera and work on some. My goal for this is for it to come out to about this length, which is approximately 3 inches. Because I want to end up with about a 7-inch bracelet, and this piece will be about 3 inches as well, plus a clasp will end up being about 7 inches. So I'm going to go off camera and work on a little bit, and we'll come back together, and I will show you how I did the ends on either side. So give me just a second, guys, and I'll be right back. If you need to rewind, you definitely can. And that will show you how to keep working on this. Okay guys, I'm back. So I got the length that I want, and I went ahead and did this end, and I'm going to show you what I did on this end. So I did my last pass here, and now I just came around. So when I finished my last, I would have came out here. I just went down these and came out my pink rondelle here. So that's where I'm coming out. If you guys can see that, I just came down these and up through my pink rondelle. Now I'm going to add in 3 seed beads in between each one of my rondelles. So I'm just going to pick up 3 seed beads. And then I am going to come around and go up through this purple rondelle, and not through any of the seed beads, just the rondelle. And pop those up there above the rest. Okay. and then pick up 3 more. And come around through my blue rondelle and not through any of those seed beads. And make sure that these are popped up on top of our other seed beads. So it takes a bit of finagling, and then pick up 3 more and pop these 3, or put these 3 above these other seed beads and through this pink rondelle. And it actually tried to make me come out of a seed bead, but I don't want it to. So, okay, so the purpose for these is that we're going to tighten around a bead on a pin. So I'm going to set this work down for just a second. I have some ball head pins here, and I'm going to put a 4mm round spacer bead on it, and we're going to pop this into here and tighten our bead around this, or our woven Russian spiral around this, so that we can put a bead cap on and attach this to our bracelet, and it'll look just like this end. So we're going to use those sets of 3 to tighten around this bead, and you got to hold on to it and kind of bend this to one side. And I actually learned this from Gina from Orchid and Opal. It was a really nice technique, so I'm going to give her credit for this. And we are going to tighten this around these. So let me find my top 3, and see, your bead will pop out very easily, so you just got to try. It's very hard to do this part. It's very finagly, so both your head pin will try to fall and your bead will try to come up, so you just gotta kind of hold that down and just start tightening. And so I'm coming out of my pink rondelle here, and I'm going to come through these 3 seed beads. Oops, sorry you guys, I hit the camera. I'm going to come through these 3 seed beads here, and then I'm going to reach around, skip this rondelle this time, and go through the 3 seed beads on this side. While still trying to hold on to that head pin and the bead, which has popped up again. So like I say, it just takes a bit of finagling. And then we're going to come around here and grab these other 3 seed beads, which actually fell down. And you just got to make sure you're getting the right 3. And I just was about to tighten it around that pin. So just tighten it like that and keep going around a couple of times. And the more you tighten this, the less problem you're going to have. Sorry, that's my family going to bed. It's very late here. So see, my bead was trying to pop out again. So I'm just going to push it back down and try to hold on to it with my fingers. and I dropped my project. So it is difficult, but it can be done. So I'm just going to put this back in here and try to hold on to it and tighten around it again. And come into these 3 seed beads on this side. And eventually you'll get it tight enough that it won't pop out any longer. And then these 3 seed beads. And you just want to do that a couple of times. And then you're going to go to just pulling onto the middle seed bead. So I went through here, just those first 2 and not the third one, so that I'm on the middle only. And I'm going to pull it through. And then I'm going to skip that last one and the first one on this set and just go through the middle. And that will even further tighten it. So just go through the middle on this one, like that. Grab the middle on this last set and skip the others. And that'll tighten it even further. And keep going around just those middle sets. And then after you've done it a couple of times, you'll tie some half hitch knots. Oh, and I came around the end of this head pin. So I usually go around like 3 times before I tie my half hitch knots, and that way I know it's good and tight, because it does try to loosen back up on you. So I'm going to go through this middle one again real quick. And now that I've come through this middle one, I'm going to grab this thread path between the 2 middle ones, and I'm going to tie a half hitch knot right there. So come through that, just like that, and then thread it through so that you have a half hitch knot right there. Trying not to tangle, but since I did, I'll just pull it tight. I did tangle mine, but I was able to pull it tight. Then I'm going to go through that middle bead on this one, and I'm going to tie a half hitch knot on that one as well, catching this thread bridge, just like that. And I'm going to come through, come till you don't have very much left to go, and go through it so that you have a half hitch knot, and pull tight. Then I'm going to go through my last middle bead, and I went around my pin again, and I'm going to tie one more half hitch knot here. My thread tried to tangle on me there again, so go through this bridge and tie one more half hitch knot. And then I just like to go around a couple more times, just so it's just very secure. So I'm just going to go around this path of these 3 1 or 2 more times. And now I'm actually going to travel down here into this other seed bead. And then I'm going to travel into my purple rondelle. And then down through some seed beads here. And this is just so I have a nice place to, I'm going to tie one more 1/2 inch knot here. A nice place to burn off at. Making sure I'm not getting caught up anywhere I shouldn't be. So I can see that it's trying to get behind some seed beads that I don't want it to get behind. Oops. Okay. And then I'm gonna go into a couple more beads, and then I can burn off right here. So I did have a good amount of thread left. If you don't want to use that much thread, you don't have to. So I'm going to use my thread zap, and I can zap it off right here. Being careful not to burn your piece. So I did have a good amount of thread left. And here's our piece. And now I'm going to put on my cap that I have, which looks like this, which you may want to straighten your head pin now. Back up, and then put the cap on. And it's going to sit right over top of that like that. And then you can bend your wire at a 90-degree over top and come in with some round nose pliers. And I am actually going to do a wrapped loop. Gina only did a simple loop, but I feel more secure with a wrapped loop, so I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to come on around, and then I'm going to switch hands because I am right-handed and pull my wire tight. Making sure I get that nice and tight. There's always room for adjustment here if you mess up. Sometimes it can get a bit finicky. Like right there is trying to sit over top of my other one. Okay, and I'm going to flip it over just so I can see better here. And it doesn't look like I'm going to have to trim any off. Looks like I have plenty of space to just wrap this on around. And then I just got to pinch in my ends. Okay. I thought I was going to be able to pinch it without having it on there, but it looks like not. Oop. Okay. This little piece right at the end is being very stubborn. I'll get it after. Okay, so this is what we're left with. And I just want to straighten my end up. And that is it. So let me get some of this out of the way. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So now it's just a matter of throwing everything kind of together. So I had already put these pieces together, I should say. So I have this, sorry, I'm dropping it. I have this really beautiful mother of pearl flower in my collection, so I went ahead and used those. I had some of these little metal flowers that I thought complemented that flower well. These Helix beads were from Beebeecraft, and then I just put some small bead caps on the ends of them that were from my own stash as well, just to keep from breaking them with my head pins. Or eye pins, I should say. I had a selection of eye pins. These are stainless steel. These actually came from Beebeecraft as well. And so I'd already put these together just to save on time for you guys. And now we just put it all together. So I was going to show you what I did for the last Helix bead. And so I just had a bead cap, and this is a stainless steel eye pin, a bead cap, the Helix bead, and a bead cap. So just like this. And essentially I just did that just to keep from breaking the Helix bead when I bend these eye pins. I'm sorry, I just lost my brain, you guys. Anyways, because I did nearly break one. So I just went ahead and put bead caps on either end just to save from breaking them. And then I just rolled a simple loop on each component. I didn't do wrapped loops on these just to save on time, essentially, because I didn't feel it was necessary. So just make sure these are good and tight, and then I hooked them together. So just swung open Oh, we'll just do this one, I suppose. Just swung open one of the ends of the beads and hooked these all together in a pattern that I liked, which I chose the pattern of, just one second you guys, just making sure that my head pin is nice and tightly closed. So I chose the pattern of helix bead, metal bead, pearl, metal bead, helix bead. I just like that pattern. And then I'm going to hook it to this, and I do have to undo the helix bead because I did do a wrapped loop on my Russian spiral. So I will do it that way. And then, so this comes out to be approximately 7 inches right now without the clasp on, so about 7.5. I hooked a set of 3 jump rings together for my clasp onto, and then I was going to hook on a little dangly that I made. I made a little dangly out of the same beads that I used for my Russian spiral, which was just those rondelles, and I just did the same pattern, which was a blue, a pink, and a purple. And this is essentially just for decoration and or to hold on to when you're clasping your bracelet. So just did that. Oops. And these are also stainless steel, so they're a bit tough, but can still be done. Sometimes I like to use my flat nose pliers to do stainless steel because it gives me a bit more control, but I didn't get those out. So, and then I was just going to hook those on to actually I'm going to hook this onto the Russian spiral side because I can open these and then I don't have to add an extra jump ring. So I'll hook this side to the Russian spiral, and then I will hook my lobster to the beaded section because I can open this and then I don't have to add an extra jump ring. So just swinging that open and closing it, making sure it is nice and tight so that it does not come undone. This one's a bit finicky, but so there is your finished bracelet. Let me set these to the side. And this is also a stainless steel lobster. And there is our finished piece. I think it looks beautiful. That's what one side will look like here. And this is the Russian spiral side. I think both look absolutely beautiful. And I'm very happy with how this turned out. And I think I am going to make a full Russian spiral bracelet because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. So this was my other piece for my Beebeecraft tutorial. Let me know in the comments what you think of these pieces. And my other set that I had made was these waterfall earrings using those Helix beads as well. I do plan on coming back using some of this chain. I'm planning on doing a charm bracelet, and then it's way larger than I expected, and so I'll probably end up making a belt or something with it and giving some of it away. But I was kind of at a loss with what to do with it after I got it, because I was expecting it to be like half of its size. So then I ended up with a lot more than I planned on. So it might go, some might go into a giveaway that I do, and then maybe make a belt and a bracelet, a charm bracelet. But that'll come in a future video. But these, I'm very happy with these two. And I thought they turned out really, really pretty. So once again, Beebeecraft is a crafting website. Me being a beader, I obviously get beads, but they also have everything you can imagine for all kinds of crafting, from painting, sewing, knitting, crocheting, drawing, anything you can think of. They also carry tools. I got some tools this time, and that was these pairs. I got some wire straighteners and a 6-step bail making pliers. I did not use them on these projects, but I am happy that I have them to use in future projects. So I'm excited to have those, and they do have other tools as well that are very nice. So go ahead and go check their website out. They also always have really great sales. I have a coupon code for you guys. It is Crystalline10. I will put that up on the screen above. And then there is a YouTube program as well, and that will be in the description box below. I explained about that in the beginning of this video. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. And we will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.